Well, thank you for joining us at Weekend Services Collective. We're here today to talk about stage 2 preparation. Now, if you trusted the process in stage 1 explanation and you made it crystal clear to your teams, to your volunteers, to everyone involved why you're doing a service, then stage 2 preparation is going to be fun. Because now there's a target on the wall. You can look over there and you can see why we're doing what we're doing. We don't have to haggle with that anymore. Now, from the pastor on down, everybody knows this is why we're doing a weekend service. So this will be fun. I didn't say it wasn't going to be work, but this will be fun because the bantering and the back and forth and the what should we and why shouldn't we, that's over. And now it's time to do the preparation. So that's the first thing that I want to say about that. Secondly, a lot of times in this stage, preparation is when you're going to start realizing we need an owner of the weekend service. Let's talk about that for a second. Many times the pastor owns the weekend service. Okay, that's good. Sometimes the music director owns the weekend service. All right, that can work. And maybe that's where you're at right now and that's where it needs to stay. But work towards someone else owning the weekend service. Here's one of the reasons the pastor probably shouldn't own it, even though he does ultimately own it. Here's one of the reasons. Is because the pastor loves to work on his sermon. And when the church people show up on Sunday mornings, the pastor loves to interact with the people. Shake hands, greet them, talk to them, find out how things are going. So during the week, when you would need the pastor to own the details of the weekend service, he's focused on his sermon, and he should be. And then on Sunday morning, when it's go time, and it's 10 minutes before or whatever, you're looking for the pastor to sign off on another detail or to make a change or to ask a question, and you're taking him away from conversations. So that's maybe one reason why the pastor isn't an ideal owner. Then secondly, the music director being the owner. Again, sometimes it just falls to them, the worship leader, music director, whatever you call them, but it's not ideal either. A lot of music people are great with music. They can sing, they can play an instrument, that's awesome, and that's what they want to do. When it's go time, whether it's rehearsal or the service time, they're totally focused on the music, and they're not necessarily able to attend to all of the details that need done. Video team has a question, music director's in the middle of the song. We're trying to figure out something during the week, and the music director is at rehearsal. Sometimes it makes sense for someone that's not on stage to be the owner of the weekend service. You're going to have to do what fits for your style, and you're going to have to figure that out, and we can talk that through. But think about identifying an owner of the weekend service that isn't necessarily someone on stage. This person is going to be detail-oriented and administrative. The other thing I want to say about the services is you're going to have to start looking at more than 1 week at a time. If you're truly going to be preparing and doing the best by your people, for your congregation, for your volunteers and staff, you're going to need to look several weeks out. So don't focus on just 1 week. Obviously, your primary focus will be that week, but you've got to carve out time during the week to be working on a month ahead or 2 months ahead as well. One more thing, and then I'm going to let you read the rest of the details as you read through the most recent post, hopefully. One other thing, and this is for senior pastors specifically. Please lead the way on preparation. Lead the way. Be the one setting the tone of when deadlines need met and when details need turned in and questions need answered. We're going to talk about stage 4 evaluation later on, but in that stage, you're going to hear me talk about a pastor I worked for, Danny Anderson, and he led the way in evaluation. He was the one that was saying, hey, how'd my sermon go? Let's talk it through. What did I do well? What could I use some work on? Here's what happens in any stage when the senior pastor leads the way. It takes away the excuses from everyone else on the team. Because if the senior pastor can be ready, if the senior pastor can be humble, if the person in charge can say, I need help, somebody give me some coaching, somebody give me some feedback, then everyone else is going to realize the culture around here is preparation or evaluation or whatever the issue is. I'm going to ask you to spend some time going through this blog post, Stage 2 Preparation, with your family, with your staff, with your volunteers, whomever it is that helps you lead, because there are a lot of good things in there. Weekend Services Collective exists to help growing churches improve all aspects of the service: music, messages, technology, guest services, how you make announcements, how you receive the offering, and we're available to get on a call with you and with your team. We're available to come visit for the weekend and just observe and take some notes, or sing or speak, or whatever you need us to do. Our website is weekendservices.org. You can like our Facebook page, Weekend Services Collective. You can follow us at Weekend Services. We would love to have a conversation about what God has called you to do, stage one explanation, and then how to get the details nailed down as you're working on preparing through the week. We would love to talk to you. We would love to be an asset to your team. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's a help. We'll talk to you later.